Hello everybody and welcome to a deck tech video for a deck that Travis built that's called Rambo Wendy.
A long time ago, we found it in the depths of
the... Yeah, you could actually probably compare the URL for this one to like some of the newer ones, and we're like probably in like the way
like
beyond there.
Like a 2 years ago thing.
Yeah. This deck is here to fight with Wendy's fist.
Yeah.
And like not
among other things.
And like not do like
not get clues. Yeah. We're not really evading guys too much. We're just fighting.
And not do any tricks either. Like it's just like there's like the only real we're gonna go through all these cards in detail as we talk about it, but like the only thing that's kind of like a traditional combat Wendy thing here is Waylay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we just have a bunch of things that we're going to be fighting with and killing with, and it's going to be super sick.
Yeah.
We'll start with Wendy herself, for you who don't know. She is a 4-brain, 3-book, 1 fist, 4 foot. So the 1 fist, you're like, wow, we're really fighting with 1 fist? Yes.
We're going to have to work real hard for that.
There's like, it's like a joke. There's always the joke of like building a combat Wendy. And like, we're not going to sit here and pretend this deck is, like, the best Wendy deck you can ever build.
No, I think it's, like, functional, though.
Yeah, it's functional, right? It's functional, and it's also fun, which is part of functional, right? Those are the rules. She has a very powerful ability, which actually provides us extra security in this deck. When you reveal a Chaos token, choose and discard a card from your hand, cancel that Chaos token, and return it to the bag, reveal a new Chaos token, limit once per test ability. So if you draw the auto-fail or the -4... you can replace it with maybe a -1 or a 0, and then everything's gravy. It's great.
It's going to be really important when we're like, we have to like play cards or commit cards to pretty much every test to do the thing we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We don't want to waste those resources, so.
And with all this said, the nice thing about Wendy as well is that when you are overwhelmed, like say you draw an enemy that you can't like kill in one turn, or like the number's really high, you could also just evade it and like get your things in order.
Yeah.
And we have some tools that also help us some of our weapon choices to fight there as well.
Yeah.
Wendy's deck building, as you can see here, is Survivor 05, Rogue 02, and we use all across the card pool for this one.
Yeah.
So the first thing to talk about here are how we're going to be increasing our fists.
I don't think this deck has any cards from Scarlet Keys in it.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
It is, like I said, this deck's super old.
Yeah,
So
Dirty Fighting might have been a good choice, but that's not what we're here for.
Oh, yeah, Dirty Fighting probably would have slotted in really nicely.
Instead of the oopses, maybe?
Instead of the oopses? Yeah, maybe.
Then you want to get to play with oops.
Then you want to get to play with oops. You know what? It could be oopses, it could be Dirty Fightings. As we said, this one's coming back from, like, the Travis Vault. This one's, like, a blast from the past.
This one was actually bottom of the list.
It was actually at the I opened up all these tabs for decks that were interesting, and then I was like, this is the one.
Yeah.
I think just Travis got me with the name Rambo Wendy, and maybe it got you with the name. So
just Wendy smearing war paint on her face, going out with her enchanted bow.
Yeah, just ready to kill.
Yeah.
All right. So how are we passing tests? Our fist tests. Well, our weapons give us boost, but we also actually have some powerful skill cards that give us like a huge boost of potential.
Yeah.
Dauntless Spirit, you got to add your brain to your... You basically add your brain to your fist, or your fist to your brain. So that is 4 fist or 1 brain. The 4 fist seems like a pretty good deal.
It's like a promise of power that's less flexible.
It is. It's a promise of power that is just much smaller in the scope of what it can do.
Much narrower, yeah. Yeah.
I actually recently played with Dauntless Spirit. It might have been in the Spirits Only... the Skills Only deck. It's a good card, and like
I think it's a great card.
It's also like really great in this deck. It's like it's a very good way to get you over the boost. And you also have Resourceful. We'll get to that in the deck itself to help bring cards like this back, because there's actually a lot of good hits for Resourceful.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the cool cards first, though.
Yeah. Next up, we got Rise to the Occasion is another way for us to put up our fists. Yeah, this is the level 3 version. It has 2 wilds. Commit only to a skill test you perform it, and only if the difficulty is higher than the base skill value.
Hard not to be higher than 1.
Exactly. You're not going to be committing this to fighting some rats because you can't, and you also shouldn't. But like anything else, it's going to do good work for
it. It is.
Yeah. It gets +X wild icons, where X is the difference between your base skill and this test difficulty, to a maximum of +3.
Yeah, so as long as the test isn't higher than 4, this is basically guaranteed +2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is actually, like, good.
Yeah,
it's, like, really good.
Yeah, like if this is against a 3 attack enemy, for example, this is a
You're
promise
still
of power.
+2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a promise of power, but just for fighting. Once again, we're taking like promise of powers and just narrowing the scope of them way down in this deck.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what it's here for. That's Wendy when she realizes she doesn't know how to shoot a gun, and she's like, "Oh crap!" and just killing the thing that's there.
Yeah. But she does it. She's rising to the occasion.
She's rising to the
like
occasion.
the name says. Wow.
Exactly. We have some kill spells.
Yeah, we got one copy of Rhea Strahd.
So this one, it's a powerful cursed card, 0 cost, 1 experience. Fight. When you initiate this attack, add up to 3 cursed tokens to the chaos bag. For each cursed token added to the chaos bag in this way, you get +1 fist and deal +1 damage for this attack. This puts you to 4.
Yeah.
And with some other fun tricks, this gets you to probably 6 or 7 very comfortably, and then it deals like 4 damage.
Yeah. This and a Dauntless Spirit is like you're at 8.
Yeah.
And you get to deal 4 damage. Yeah, that's kind of huge. I think it also commits for 2 fists, which might be very relevant.
Yeah.
I think my rationale behind only putting one of these in the deck is we didn't want to put too many Curse Tokens in the bag. Someone puts 3 in, which is like actually a lot.
Yeah.
And we do have a False Covenant, but like we're gonna have a hard time passing tests or fist tests anyway. So yeah, and like the Curse Tokens kind of make Wendy's ability worse.
Yeah.
A little bit more janky.
Yeah. Less reliable, right? Because you go from auto fail to like anything's better than this to like curse into auto fail. Someone walk by the tiny
There's
window.
a cat that walked by the tiny window.
What the frick?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Restrat, I mean, like, with Wendy, just like 4 damage is hard to say no to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
I also
hard.
really like the theme of Wendy turning this massive monster to
Yes.
just like crush a conglomeration of spheres or something, and
Yeah.
then everyone's just like, huh.
Yeah, we got to get away from this child.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to see this deck actually be brought to, like, a campaign. But now that we're in like the
Blowjob boys do.
yeah, now that we're in like the hell world where like we just bring janky stuff. Yeah. Next up for our events that help us kill, we got Oops. Fast. Oh, this is the level 2 version.
Yeah.
2
Oh,
cost.
we wouldn't be playing level 0. Absolutely
Hell no.
not.
Play after you fail a skill test by 3 or less while attacking an enemy. Deal this attack's damage to an enemy or location. If the attacked enemy engages with you, another investigator, this deals no damage to that investigator. Just like it's insurance.
Yeah.
It's like a lucky that's worse, because it's like scope is narrower. But I mean, like, if you use this, like, you have this as a backup for your Rheastrad, you're dealing your 4 damage as needed.
Yeah, it also, like, it has a little bit more flexibility and lucky in that, like, you can use it to fight high fist enemies easier if there's a lower fist enemy or location. Like, you can just not commit stuff to the test.
That
and
is
you know, you attack a whippoorwill or whatever, and you're like, ooh, I have 0 fist, and then you're like, haha. Like, eat it, big enemy.
That is actually some hot tech. Like, just like Rhea's, like, just she turns into the Hulk, misses the whippoorwill, but still just somehow punches, like, you know, the boss monster dead. Yeah, that is kind of sick. That is some hot tech. And as Travis said, this probably would be better as dirty fighting, but you can't.
It'd be more consistent, but you wouldn't be able to do that.
You wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to have some fun with it.
You also need to spend more actions on, like, evading enemies,
Yes.
which might be a little tough. And
That is true. Like,
you might want to commit, like, more card slots, like get a track shoes in there or something like that, because we don't have a ton of ways to boost our foot.
and like realistically, the evade should be the panic button you press, right? Like,
Yeah, it's not
Rambo's not here
not plan
to
one.
trip someone. Yeah, Rambo's here to gun them down with a shotgun or like a giant machine gun.
She doesn't have a shotgun. She's got like a magic bow and like some pistols.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
It's like
Speaking
scaled
of
down to her size.
yeah, this is a shotgun.
She's like
in her
holding them
hands.
out.
So these are our guns. We have the 18 Derringer, which is really nice because it basically just guarantees
2 shots.
yeah, 3 shots, three damage.
Yeah, this one's 3. You're right.
Yeah, 3 shots for this one. It's a great gun. If you miss, you just get another shot at +1 attack. Yeah, but just don't miss. You're not going to miss in this deck because we have so many failsafes, and as soon as you run out of skill cards, you're going to be like, everything's already dead, and I don't need them anymore.
Yeah, sometimes it's like the fighter. Even if you end up spending like 3 actions to just kill an enemy, it's fine.
Yeah, it's what you're here to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else were you doing with those actions? Drawing cards and getting resources, I guess. But
The strongest actions in the game.
not great. But like sometimes it's okay to do that.
The other one we have is a little bit jankier. This is the 25 automatic, the level 2 version. It's fast, 4 cost. Spend an ammo, fight. If the attacked enemy is exhausted, you get +2 fist and deal +1 damage for this attack. As a reaction, after you evade an enemy or location, perform the above fight ability without spending an action. So, This is the one where we are like you are spending those extra actions. Oh, Julie, how's it going? We're recording, just so you know.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Where you can spend you want to spend those extra actions to like evading because you need to be able to get the extra damage and the extra fist.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where this would be like would really shine with dirty fighting because you get multiple attacks with it.
Yeah,
But even
like
here,
the big reason for it. But
yeah. But even here, it's still like just a really good rogue firearm, and it's really fun.
it is a very fun weapon to play. Just in general, it's
yeah.
a fun weapon to play with.
And it's fun in the Rambo Wendy because you have the whole trip into shoot them in the head flavor of the whole thing.
Yeah, you can do so many things in your turn.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
You trip some guy and then blast him, and then you turn around and Reastrad Hulk punch someone else, and then you
And
miss.
you miss it and you hit the guy that you already have on the ground.
Yeah.
You actually hit him when you're going back like this for the backswing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty sick. And then we have the weapon that is like arguably like
It's like the good one.
the good one. So it's Enchanted Bow, 3 cost, 2 experience, takes up your hand slots and your spell slot. 3 charges. Exhaust Enchanted Bow to fight. You must either use your brain or your foot instead of your fist. Damn. And you get +1 skill value for this attack. This attack deals +1 damage. As additional cost to initiate this ability, you may spend a charge to have this attack target a non-elite enemy at a connected location. If you do, ignore the aloof and retaliate keywords for this attack. So while this one is like more consistent in terms of the test, it's less consistent in the amount of times you can use it because it's once a round. Because you have to exhaust it to use the ability.
Yeah, this is good for like you can use it a lot of times. Like this is sort of your tool for dealing with like random enemies that show up, especially since you can save actions by shooting them from adjacent locations. This is like really where the imagery of Rambo Wendy comes from.
Yeah.
She's like in the trees.
Yes, yeah.
And
Yeah.
out the numbers, and then she like gets in there with her pistols and
Definitely.
and takes out the rest of them. But yeah, no, it's gets tested base 5. That's a lot better than base 1.
Wow, yeah, no, that's true. That is true. But I think, like, once again, if you're, this also comes from the thing that if you're going to be a fighter, you might be asking, why would I, if I want to play Enchanted Bow, like, why do I have these other guns here? Because consistency, even for, like, a meme joke fighter deck, you need consistency.
You got like
right?
4 cards in this deck to draw cards, man. Like,
You're just kind of hoping you
6
find
if
it.
Can't Mount LeBlanche, I guess.
Yeah, so then we have some other cards here. We can kind of just like poke through them.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. Rabbit's Foot. You're going to fail tests. You want to draw cards. Also, just like you need card draws, Travis said, like it's important to be able to draw your cards, and Rabbit's Foot helps you do that.
This is nice with the 3 book too, where you can just kind of like throw actions at investigations and
Yeah,
still
when
get
there's no
something
enemies.
out of it. And
Yeah.
even if you fail, so.
Yeah, this could like also like this deck with changes could be a very comfortable flex deck too. Very comfortable. Madame LeBlanche, as Travis said, can give you cards if you're out of cards in hand, but also just like it's great economy and it's great soak for 2 resources.
Yep.
She's just a great all-around card in Madame LeBlanche.
Yep.
The False Covenant, Travis mentioned this one earlier. Just say no to the curse tokens.
Yeah, this was kind of like a throw-in with the 2 remaining experience we had. Our 29 experience model that we used for Sand Helens.
Yeah,
That may have been what this was originally designed for. We had the Reastrad and the 2 Faustian bargains, and this is just a nice way to put those aside
Yeah.
if you really don't want one.
For me as well, I always like, if I'm planning on putting like curse tokens into my deck and I can run a Covenant, it's usually worth the 2 extra experience just because like it solves any problems that they might show up in, right? Because it's just always there. You don't need to draw it, and it just turns them off.
Yeah, like you'll have 2 experience laying around at some point, likely. So
Just grab them. Going over on this right side here, emergency cash
And
gives us money.
Yep.
Faustian bargain
Money.
gives us money, puts curse tokens in. Waylay, this is actual traditional combat Wendy material. You play this in just like a regular Wendy deck, and it does really well.
Yep.
So why wouldn't it do well in Rambo Wendy, right?
Yeah. Occasionally you come across an enemy that's got like real high fight and like real low foot, and this is just a better option than trying to like actually kill it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And it's also like great when you can like you kill something with a lot of health, and you're like, yeah, that's what being Wendy Adams is all
Silly
about.
designers not making them elite.
Yeah, yeah. Now we have some more skills that kind of like can really bring the noise here. We got brute force,
Yeah.
which you might be thinking I'm attacking at 4. Like this is a 2-card combo. You're probably gonna want something else.
Yeah,
to, like,
but it's
really
like
boost
it's
this up.
worth 3 damage, which is worth 2 cards.
And like if you're playing and like you have someone with 3 fist and they want to punch something, this can also work for them, right?
Yeah.
Because Rambo doesn't work alone, except I think Rambo's whole thing is working alone. But you know,
this pairs really well with the Rise to Occasion, where you show up and like you commit this Rise to Occasion, you're up +5.
Yep, just like deal a bunch of damage to a boss enemy or a big thing.
Yep. Yeah.
It's also fun. Just like once again the picture of Wendy Adams, just like
his child around punching Eldritch monsters to
just
death.
and like punching like a gangster right in the nose, just like fist goes through his face. Yeah. We already talked about Dauntless Spirit. Momentum's a really fun one and actually works well with like the majority of the stuff here. So Momentum, if the skill test is successful, reduce the difficulty of the next skill test you perform this phase by X, where X amount is exceeded by to a maximum of 3. That's basically like the goal in this one is to like Enchanted Bow, a souped up fist test, and then you just make your next one better. Yeah.
Yep, or you can like evade that enemy and then you get and commit this to it and then you get your reduction for your 25 automatic test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's another good use of it.
Yeah.
Fun card, very flexible.
Good hot tech in this deck too. Resourceful. There's a lot of great things to hit. We
want our red cards back.
Yeah. Oops. Waylay, Brute Force, Dauntless Spirit, Rise to the Occasion, Take Heart. Even your gun if you need it. If you desperately need a gun.
Yep.
And then the last one here was Take Heart, which is just
draw
cards, get resources.
Yeah, this could have been like, most red cards could probably be drawing thin if you're not playing Tabooed.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it turns out there aren't that really a lot of options for card draw in red and green.
Mm-hmm.
So, here we are.
Like Take Heart's really easy to hit in this deck too. Like, missing an attack on a non-retaliate enemy is practically like,
I love you're just like, it's just so easy to fail a test when you're playing this deck. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. Yeah, it is.
No, but you should play this deck. It'll be good, we promise.
But like this is like the natural transition. Like this time last year, we had articles for Scarlet Keys, right? Like we had some information. This time this year, no, we're in like
Rambo Wendy.
We're in like just the freaking wasteland, like just like drinking a puddle for water. And like so they were like, we're gonna Rambo Wendy it up. So if you're also in a wasteland drinking a puddle for water, maybe try playing this deck out.
Just in the desert, scrounging through the sand, looking for content for you guys.
It's Rambo Wendy. Yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this deck. This was a kind of a less formal deck guide and just kind of like a deck showcase video. We do these every now and again. If you want to see more from Travis's random collection of fun decks, let us know down in the comments.
Some of them aren't so fun. Some of them are just good.
Yeah. So but yeah, let us know in the comments. And if you built a Combat Wendy, if you have, let us know how it worked for you because we would love to, live the Rambo Wendy dream. In the meantime, have a good one. We love you. And as always, GG's.